You got a bad day.
He's president. Sure. Yeah. I kept scratching things around.
I don't say.
Kid's no engineer.
Engineer.
You are now.
I got plugged ahead.
Like to call the meeting to order?
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Burkhardt.
Here.
Councilmember Dickman.
Here.
Councilmember Leary.
Here.
Councilmember Mazer.
Here.
Supervisor Rufino.
Here, the pledge and invocation of our Councilmember Mark Burkert. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Lord, you have entrusted us as your stewards of your creation. Please guide our hearts as we make our decisions. We seek you first in all we do together. We give you our business, our suppliers, our customers, and our workforce. May we be always mindful of their service. We confess that we are nothing without you, and our trust is in you completely. Amen.
Okay, tonight's meeting, we have 20 pre-filed resolutions, no suspended resolutions, no public hearings, one executive session under number 8, the collective bargaining negotiations. We're closing in memory of two people, John Pasquarello and Barbara Coleman-Datt. At this point, we'll ask anybody that would like to speak on any of the 20 town board resolutions. Please come up to the podium, state your name and address. Raise your hand first. Anybody like to speak on the 20 resolutions? I'll ask for a second time. And a third. Okay. Official reports, anyone?
Nothing beyond the MS4 report filed for the month of January.
Okay. Any town board committee reports?
We had our first drainage committee meeting today. We're going to do that every month at 6 o'clock before the first meeting of the month. We'll hold the drainage committee, and anybody's welcome to attend. I thought it went well for the first one. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, we're going to move on to our resolutions then. Okay. I'd like to move resolution number 1. This is now the minutes of the regular meeting of the town board held on January 18, 2022. Being hereby approved. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhardt.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Leary.
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer.
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino.
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 2. This resolves that the following audited claims being hereby ordered paid from the respective accounts as per abstract to be filed in the office of the town clerk by the assistant to the supervisor. It's check run number 02072022. Total amount is $4,099,939.82. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhardt.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Leary.
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer.
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino.
Yes. Councilmember Mazer, would you move number 3, please?
Yes. Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Town Board, I offer the following resolution. Move for its adoption. Be it resolved the following building permit applications being hereby reaffirmed. There was a total of 48 in the town, 48 between the town and village, 40 in the town, 8 in the village. Quick breakdown: 7 roofs, 6 fences, 2 sheds, 4 generator installations, 3 decks, 9 single-family dwellings, 3 porch covers, 1 commercial addition or alteration, 3 residential alterations, 2 cell tower alterations, and that was in the town. And in the village, 1 roof, 1 generator, 1 porch cover, 2 fences, 1 deck, and 2 commercial additions or alterations. Be it further resolved that the building permit applications hereby coded CSW for conditional sidewalk waiver be and hereby reaffirmed. The waiver of the town ordinance required for sidewalks. However, the waiver is granted upon the express condition that the town of Lancaster at any future date reserves the right to order sidewalk installation at the expense of the property owner.
May I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 4. This resolve the Town Board of Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute a 1-year extension agreement with Power and Construction Group to provide street lighting and related infrastructure maintenance services throughout the Town of Lancaster on a per-unit and time and material basis per these fees listed in the proposal, beginning January 1st, 2022, and terminating December 31st, 2022. May I get a second?
Second?
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 5. And this resolve, the following individuals are hereby appointed to the following part-time permanent positions in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department of the Town of Lancaster, working not more than 19 3/4 hours per week, and that these be in part-time positions provide no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. They are Ryan Fitzsimmons of Eldon, New York, Dallas Gianni of Lancaster, New York, and Lucas Jakimiak, Lancaster, New York. And this is the basketball program, correct, Michelle? Correct. Yeah, so, you may get somebody that doesn't live in Lancaster. These are people that are trained for this position. Be it further resolved that Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Next, number 6 is
Can we
mine.
hang on number 6, please? Can you explain to me or to the public exactly how you're stealing my resolution here?
Actually, that's...
I put this resolution in before,
Yeah, it's actually...
and
not
it's most
stealing.
important, obviously, that the police get the helmets, but I don't understand the legality of
Yeah,
this.
this is actually part of finance, and it's actually, I worked on the grant with the grant writers. Who did you work with, the grant writers on this? Did you work with the grant writers?
I work with the law department here who asked me if I would sponsor
Yeah, I
this,
don't
so I
know,
sponsored it.
well, maybe they made a mistake, but actually, this falls under me, and I actually worked with the grant writer for numerous months on this.
I was contacted to review this as well. I don't understand how it goes to you.
No.
What's the legality of that?
Again,
Now, let's get it through so the police get their helmets.
absolutely. So I'd like to move resolution number 6, and this resolves that the Town Board of Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of ballistic helmets under New York State contract number PC 67147, Group 35205, and award number 22926 from authorized New York State contract Point Blank Enterprises through authorized dealer Federal Eastern International, and proposed by the Lieutenant Sean Domeno for an amount not to exceed $14,991.51. Further quote dated April 16, 2021, which will be paid for with funds awarded to the town through a grant from New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services under contract number, and there's a contract number for it. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhardt, number 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and honorable town board members. I'm offering the following resolution for adoption. The Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves, as presented, the 2021-2022 case-specific Tactical Diversion Squad Task Force Agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the United States Department of Justice, Drug Enforcement Administration, commencing October 1st, 2021, and terminating September 30th, 2022, and hereby authorizes the Town of Lancaster's Chief of Police, William J. Karn Jr., to execute said agreement on behalf of the town, and a fully executed original of said agreement will be provided of the town's attorney's office, or to the town's attorney's office. The question of the adoption of
May I get a second?
Second.
On the question. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 8. This resolves the Town Board of Town of Lancaster hereby accepts the proposal from Mollberg and Betts for an amount not to exceed $8,145. Further quote dated October 27, 2021, to perform the HVAC improvements that were recommended in the engineering study prepared by C.J. Brown, which we paid with funds awarded to the town through a grant from Erie County Department of Environmental and Planning. This was a grant that they went out to all the senior centers. And again, this is the Community Development Block Grants, and what, our senior center qualifies for that. They sent C.J. Brown to all the senior centers in the area and did an inspection, and this is what our needs were, so this grant's going to cover this 100%. So may I get a second
Second.
on the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Councilmember Burke, number 9 and 10, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and honorable town board members. I'm offering the following two resolutions for adoption. The Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves as presented the memorandum of understanding between the Town of Lancaster Police Department and the Town of Amherst Police Department for shared use of the Town of Amherst Training House, commencing February 1st, 2022, and terminating January 31st, 2027, and hereby authorizes the Town of Lancaster's Supervisor and Chief of Police to execute said agreement on behalf of the town, and a fully executed original said agreement will be provided to the town attorney's office upon receipt.
May I get a second
Second.
on the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes.
Next, number 10, Detective Captain Jeffrey Smith of the Town of Lancaster's Police Department, by letter dated January 24th, 2022, has advised the town board that the police department no longer has use for a 2010 Ford Fusion with approximately 84,000 miles and a 2012 Ford Fusion approximately 68,000 miles, and has therefore requested that the town board deem these vehicles to be surplus and permit them to be placed on an online auction. And whereas the town board has given due consideration to the request of Captain Smith and deems it in the public interest to declare the 2010 and 2012 Ford Fusions to be surplus, and permits placement of said vehicles on an online auction. Now therefore be it resolved that Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby declares the 2010 Ford Fusion and the 2012 Ford Fusion to be surplus vehicles, and authorizes Police Detective Captain Smith to place said vehicles up for public bid at an online auction with the Auctions International. It's auctionsinternational.com, 11167 Big Tree Road, East Aurora, New York, 14052, beginning February 10th, 2022, and concluding February 20th, 2022, with the funds received from said auction to be made payable to the Town of Lancaster and delivered to the Town Supervisor's office.
May I get a second
Second.
on the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Councilmember Mazur, number 11, please.
Yes, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Town Board, I offer the following resolution, move for its adoption. Whereas H. Christopher Strang of GS Grid LLC has submitted a site plan application for the proposed construction of a 55,000 square foot National Grid emergency response facility, which consisted of topographic and wetland location survey done by Millard McKay and Delos, dated April 16, 2021, and also included were drawings prepared by Callbacks and drawings prepared by Trito Engineers, all received September 9, 2021, to be located at 293 Cemetery Road, SBL number 105.00-2-13.121, in the town of Lancaster, and whereas site plan for this project was submitted to the planning board and was recommended for approval at the December 15, 2021 meeting, and whereas the town planning board completed an environmental review of the project on November 17, 2021, in conformance with the seeker regulations, and the town board, acting as lead agency, issued a negative declaration on December 6, 2021. Now therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the site plan submitted by H. Christopher Strang of GS Grid LLC for the proposed construction of a 55,000 square foot National Grid emergency response facility, which consisted of a topographic and wetland location survey, also included were drawings prepared by Callbacks and drawings prepared by Trito Engineers, all received September 9, 2021, to be located at 293 Cemetery Road, SBL 105.00-2-13.121, with the following conditions. Number one, contractor to provide an as-built survey to the building department prior to any certificate of occupancy being issued. 2, private improvement permits are required. 3, easement and maintenance agreement for proposed private road or new cover sheet to reflect driveway and not private road to be provided before issuance of a building permit. And 4, per September 15, 2021 Planning Board minutes, number of trees being removed and the specifications of seeding for the 33 new trees are to be planted to be provided before issuance of building permit.
May I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 12, and this resolves that the following completed street light public improvements within the Hidden Meadows Phase 2 subdivision being hereby approved and accepted by the town board of the town of Lancaster. It's PIP number 822 for street lights. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be directed by the town engineer of New York State Electric and Gas Corporation with a request to energize the street lights herein. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 13 and 14, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and honorable town board members. I'm offering the following two resolutions for adoption. Whereas MGR Construction, Inc., P.O. Box 61, Bowmansville, New York, 14026. The company awarded the contract for the construction of the Lancaster 2020 Dog Shelter Project, has submitted change order number 4 to increase the amount by $1,400 to the town board for their approval based on the description previously provided to the board. Now, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves change order number 4 from MGR Construction, Inc. with respect to the outline descriptions provided to the town board. Description of change order number 4. The increase represents the difference in cost between a 1-inch to a 2-inch fencing on top of the kennel walls and an additional 2-inch of fencing for kennel tops. Change order number 4. The original contract bid sum was $603,444. The contract bid sum decreased by change order number 1 in the amount of $128,044. The contract bid sum changed by change order number 3 in the amount of $13,261. The contract bid sum increased by change order number 4 in the amount of $1,400. The new contract bid sum, including this change order, will be $490,061. Be it further resolved that the supervisor be and is hereby authorized to execute this change order on behalf of the town of Lancaster.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, I just have one. One of these change orders is going to stop for this dog shelter. They just keep coming in, and there's more cost. More of a comment than a question. So, on the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazur?
No.
Supervisor Rufino?
No.
Number 14, whereas Edward Schiller, P.E., the town of Lancaster's engineer, has requested that the town board authorize an invitation to bid for the realigning of 3 culverts with the town, Hayward Run, Sugarbush Lane, and Running Brook Drive. And whereas the town board has given due review and consideration to the request and deems it in the public interest to invite public bids in conformance with General Municipal Law, Section 103 of the State of New York. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby invites public bid for the relining of 3 culverts within town, Hayward Run, Sugarbush Lane, Running Brook Drive. Said bids are to be in conformance with the plans and specifics which are available at the bid issuing office of Avalon Document Services. Bidding documents may be examined at the issuing office or at Construction Exchange of Buffalo and Western New York, 2660 William Street, Buffalo, New York, 14227, Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Completed bid documents are to be received in the office of the town clerk, 21 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York, no later than 10 a.m. local time on March 3rd, 2022, and open thereafter.
May I get a second?
Second?
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. Councilmember Mazer, you have number 15, please.
Yes, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Town Board, I offer the following resolution, move for its adoption. Whereas Michelle Barbaro, the Deputy Highway Superintendent of the Town of Lancaster, by letter dated 31 of January 2022, and requested authorization to solicit bids for the purchase of one new and unused 2022 Ford F-150 XL 4x4 regular cab, long bed pickup, for the use by the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, and whereas the Town Board has given due review and consideration to the request and deems it in the public's interest to invite public bids in conformance with the General Municipal Law, Section 103 of the State of New York. And now therefore be it resolved as follows, that all sealed bids are for the purpose of purchasing one new and unused 2022 Ford F-150 XL 4x4 regular long long bed pickup, for the following, for the use of the Parks Department, shall be received in the office of Town Clerk by February 28th, 2022 at 10 a.m. local time, and open thereafter in the council chamber of the Lancaster Town Hall, 21 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York, in accordance with specifications on file in the town clerk's office. And two, that the town clerk be and hereby authorized to place a notice to bidders in the Lancaster Bee and post notices thereof as required by law, which notice shall be in the form of attached hereto and made part thereof.
May I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 16. This is out the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute on behalf of the Town of Lancaster an intermunicipal agreement with Erie County to take ownership of and maintain sidewalks to be installed by Erie County through a federal aid project within William Street corridor from Transit Road to Bowen Road. Once the project is completed, upon approval of the terms and conditions listed therein by the town attorney. This has something to do with, there's a bunch of improvements coming to William Street. This is part of it. But again, we have to kind of turn this over to the county. So may I get a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. And Councilmember Dickman, number 17, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Town Board. I sponsor Resolution 17. Whereas David Kalbacki, 21 Link Court, Lancaster, New York, 14086, has applied to the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster for permit for private improvements upon real property in the Town of Lancaster with a National Grid emergency response facility at 293 Cemetery Road. And whereas the town engineer of the Town of Lancaster is certified on the following permit application that he has reviewed the improvement plans and permit application for the installation of the private improvements requested, and that they conform to the ordinances of the Town of Lancaster. Now therefore be it resolved that the private improvement permit application number 840 for National Grid Emergency Response Facility at 293 Cemetery Road, Lancaster, New York, 14086, which is a permit for private improvements for 155,000 square foot, single-story, re-engineered metal building at 293 Cemetery Road with asphalt pavement, stone outside storage area, site lighting, landscaping, and stormwater drainage improvements.
May I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leary?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer?
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino?
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 18. This resolved the Town Board of Town of Lancaster hereby awards the bid for furnishing to the Town of Lancaster the necessary trees for the 2022 tree planting program to Schitznell's Nursery, being the lowest responsible bid in conformance with the specifications on file in the amount of $5,359, which will be paid for with funds from the town's 2022 tree planting fund, home and community services budget line. Be it further resolved that the Deputy Highway Superintendent be and hereby authorized to purchase additional trees for the 2022 bid prices from Schistel's Nursery at her direction, or her direct discretion for other tree planting needs for the town may incur in 2022. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Leary.
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer.
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino.
Yes, Councilmember Burkhart, number 19.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and honorable town board members. I am offering the following resolution for adoption. Whereas Town of Lancaster's Police Patrol Captain Marco Lorenzo, sorry if I did not say your name right, has requested to purchase ammunition for the use of the town's law enforcement personnel. Whereas the equipment is available for the New York State contract number PC 68734, Group 35200, and award number 23155 through authorized state contractor Eagle Point Gun, TJ Morrison Son, in the amount of $15,334.29 per their quote dated January 18, 2022, which eliminates the need for competitive bidding pursuant to 103 of General Municipal Law. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. The Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of ammunition under New York State contract and award from authorized New York State contractor Eagle Point Gun, TJ Morris and Son, 1707 3rd Street, Thoroughfare, New Jersey, as proposed by the Police Patrol Captain Marco Lorenzo, for an amount not to exceed $15,334.29 per their quote dated January 18th, 2022, which we paid for with funds from the town's 2022 Public Safety Police Range Supplies Budget, line item 013120443.
May I get a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Leary.
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer.
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino.
Yes. I'd like to move resolution number 20, whereas the Lancaster Town Board acknowledges the importance of parents and donor-conceived persons knowing the medical, educational, and criminal felony conviction history of individuals who have donated reproductive tissue to a reproductive tissue bank for the purpose of an artificial insemination or assisted reproductive technology procedure, and disseminating that history information to a recipient and donor-conceived person upon request, if any. And whereas the Lancaster Town Board further acknowledges knowing the medical, educational, and criminal felony conviction history of a donor will provide recipients with the necessary information to make informed decisions regarding the process of artificial insemination or assisted reproductive technology procedure, and for donor-conceived persons to obtain essential medical information which may reveal any genetic or mental health disorders. And whereas the Lancaster Town Board finds that reproductive banks, including semen banks, octane donation programs, and embryo banks, have a duty to collect and verify medical, educational, and criminal felony conviction history information provided by donors on donors' self-reported medical, educational, and criminal felony conviction histories, and during the donor screening processes, and to keep detailed records of such for use by recipients and donor-conceived persons, if any, prior to procedures in the future. Now therefore be it resolved that the Lancaster Town Board does hereby fully support the passage of New York State Senate Bill S-7602, sponsored by Senator Patrick Galvin, and supports further efforts to ensure both parents and donor-conceived persons have access to verified medical, educational, and criminal felony conviction histories for all donors. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to members of the Senate delegation from Western New York. May I get a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Leary.
Yes.
Councilmember Mazer.
Yes.
Supervisor Rufino.
Yes. We're going to move on to our communications. '65 and '66, Planning Committee. 67 through 70, received and filed. 71 is for resolution. 72 is resolution on 1/18/22. 73 through 78, received and filed. 79, Planning Committee. 80 through 83, received and filed. 84, received and filed and town attorney. 85, planning committee. Talk to you later about that. That one, go on to you. 86, resolution tonight. 87 and 88, received and filed. 89, resolution tonight. 90, received and filed. 91, resolution tonight. 92 through 94, received and filed. 95 and 96 are planning committee. 97, received and filed. 98 is for resolution. 99, received and filed. 100, resolution tonight. 101 and 102, received and filed. 103, resolution tonight. 104, planning committee. 105 and 106, received and filed. 107, resolution tonight. 108 and 109, planning committee. 110, resolution tonight. 111 and 112, received and filed. 113 for resolution. And 114 through 116, received and filed.
83.
93, planning committee. Okay, we'll move on to anybody that wants to speak about any subject matter. You have 5 minutes or less. It's a comment period. So please, if you have to raise your hand and notify, come up, give your name and address. Yes, sir?
I got bad tonight, so it's hard to hear. I heard you say something about 84. Number 84.
Sorry. Oh, your name and address, please?
John Milko, 60 Summer Street.
Okay,
I spoke to you before. Mr. Dan Reno told me to call you.
yeah. So that's on the property.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll have to talk with our town attorney, but this is probably not the setting.
It's not the what?
This is not the setting to talk to him about that.
Okay.
He'll give you the process on what you have to do to go about. What you did is put a communication in showing your interest. I've filed that, now it's received and filed, also goes to our town attorney, who then will take action.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes?
Jill Ackerman, CSEA. I'm here to address the supervisor and town board regarding CSEA negotiations. I am the labor relations specialist for the blue and white collar units. We have been attempting for quite some time now to negotiate a successor contract, and we unfortunately are receiving zero communication from the town or the town board. We're here tonight to commend you for your work in getting so many resolutions, so many great things happening for the town. Unfortunately, our town workers are not seeing that same commitment. They've upheld their commitment to the town residents to provide essential services. They've been out plowing, they've been doing their work. They are seeking communication. I am seeking communication from the board. We've requested health insurance information. I've requested it several times in formal matters. I have received nothing. Again, we have heard zero communication regarding negotiations. The last we heard, we were told that the town was going to be interviewing a few different attorneys, and they would get back to us within 2 weeks. It has been about a month since that. So we're asking that the town take some consideration, give respect to the blue and white units, and continue negotiating our contract.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. What I have up here, these are from the county, so if anybody needs some N95 masks, come up. You're more than welcome to have a couple. Anybody want some of these? No? All right. Very good. So I'm going to ask for a motion to go into executive session. It's under number 8, collective bargaining negotiations. So may I have that motion?
Second. Second.
I need a motion.
Oh, motion.
And
Sorry.
a second?
Motion.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Who seconded it?
Adam. You seconded it, right? Yeah. And again, I'd like to say, the employees have done a great job for our workforce here, keeping the, we had a lot of heavy snow and stuff like that. I know our departments are working in conjunction with each other. I don't think that the town board does not appreciate that. We do. I know there's been some issues with the negotiations. We did have a couple of council members working in the beginning on this. One council member is no longer with us. That kind of fell through the cracks. But again, we did interview a couple people. I've made my decision. I think part of the discussions in there now will be about some of this too as well. So the only thing I can say is be patient for the time being. Hopefully we get moving in the right direction in a very short time frame. Good?
Oh, dude.